Hi, this is Fabio de Paula of the Brazilian funeral doom metal band HellLight, and you are listening to the Bloodshed with the Vampire on the Metal Messiah Radio International.
Fabio, thank you very much for taking time out for this interview, and I want to welcome you to the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
All right, thank you for having me. This is my pleasure.
Okay, this is your home. Fabio, how are everything doing with you and your loved ones and the band? And how are things picking up in Brazil after this devastating years of the pandemic?
Yeah, well, this was a tough year for us and for the whole world, but Brazilians had especially a hard time during this whole shitstorm. But fortunately, we are doing good. Me and my family and my friends from the band, we are doing fine. And I think we got lucky. I think it's finally finishing, and maybe in a couple months we'll be ready to go again.
But how do you see the economy and how the people start reliving again throughout the whole country?
Yeah, things are running really slowly here. I think this is going to take at least 6 months to get back to what they call new normal. But things are not doing good. The economy was really devastated. Things are not doing fine right now. Prices are really high, and we have all this scenario of inflation, and I don't know what's going to be, but we do have a strong people. The Brazilians are resilient, and we do struggle a lot. So I don't know. Hopefully things are going to get at least better in a couple months. Let's hope.
But how are the vaccination going? How are people accepting it?
Yeah, it started really slow, and then it became to get a little bit faster. Now we do have a good rate of vaccinated people. Fortunately, we don't have the same problem that US have with all that unvaccinated people and no vax or something like that. We don't have it here. Most people want to be vaccinated. So on this subject, we're doing good. I think we are now about 70% of fully vaccinated people.
That's very great to hear.
Yeah, the pandemic numbers they're down. I think it's the best moment so far right now. About 400 deaths per day. And it's a lot, but in pandemic numbers, it's not so bad.
But tell me, so most of the restrictions are being already set apart from the authorities?
Yeah. Now, we had a lot of restrictions, but I think now it's mostly over and things are quite normal as long as the numbers keeps on that level. I think we are almost there.
Yeah, especially to new fans, especially to all these metalheads that have not heard of this great band as yet. HellLight is a Brazilian funeral doom death metal band from São Paulo. They were formed in 2001. Their lyric themes are sorrow, loneliness, death, and paganism. And the former past member are Luis Comitri, Eric Neves, bassist, and Rafael Sada, keyboards.
Yeah.
How it all started with this band, HellLight, and how about the band name, Fabio?
Okay, so actually we started in 1996. I was 18 years old. The truth is that I always liked metal and movie soundtracks and classical music. And what I wanted to do at the time was to try to join these things together, the kind of soundtrack music with metal. This is how we started. But by the time I have never heard about doom metal, it sort of started naturally.
But let me ask you, all these guys that I mentioned that you started the band with are guys that you guys grew up together from neighborhood or guys that you went to school with?
When I decided to start a band, actually I made some ads on the heavy metal magazines, and then those guys answered my advertising.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the old school way.
But they were very far from São Paulo, or there was from somewhere in the neighborhood itself?
São Paulo is actually, it's huge city. It's big. They were from São Paulo, but in all extremes, so really far from me. But we managed to start a band and the rehearsals. And the tough part was to try to get them to understand what I was trying to do, to mix the metal and, the more classical or soundtracky kind of music. And this is why it took a while to record the first album. Started in 1996, but the first album is from 2005. So it took a lot.
How about the band name?
It is hard to explain. I'll try my best. HellLight, supposed to be the knowledge that comes from non-religious or non-Christian ideas, because especially Christians, they always try to tell you that everything that comes apart from the religion, it comes from hell. What doesn't come from the Bible or everything they believe comes from hell. So the idea was to bring the knowledge from that hell. I know it's messy, and the truth is, if I had to come up with a new name, if I started a band right now, we'd have a simpler name.
No, but I think HellLight represent something great, but also something very dark.
That's right, yeah. That's the idea.
Okay, Fabio, don't you mind to introduce us to the current band lineup?
Sure. Well, I do the vocals and the guitar parts. And we have our bassist. His name is Alexandre Vida. And he is in the band for the last, 12 or 13 years. It's been a long time. And the drummer, his name is Renan Bianchi. He is with us for the last 6 years. So the guys are pretty much adapted. They are a long time with the band.
Okay. Talking about the band history, this year the band is celebrating its 25 years since its formation, with awesome and talented musicians along the years, with awesome releases like you just said, 2005 In Memories of Old Spirit, 2008 Funeral Doom, 2010 and The Light of Consciousness Became Hell. In 2013, No God Above, No Devil Below. In 2015, A Journey Through Endless Storm. And last album before this new one, 2018, As We Slowly Fade. To go back, all these albums has brought great releases, great singles. To mention some: Time, Funeral Doom, As We Slowly Fade, The Light That Brought Darkness, While the Moon Darkens, Lord of Shadows, Ghost, Life in Darkness, A Bridge Between Life and Death, Children of Doom, Distant Light That Fades, Beyond Stars, and many, many more to mention. Not to include the band's brand new album as yet, Fabio, a fantastic catalog the band has put out along the years. How are the feelings, satisfaction for this accomplishment among the years?
I feel really honored to be part of this. The truth is, it wasn't an easy way. Funeral Doom is not a well-known genre. So we had to struggle a lot and open our ways through the high grass. Because it was hard, it makes it even more special. We do what we love to do, and Funeral Doom is a huge part of us. And we really do what we think, what we love. It's not fake, or we don't fake it. We could choose a more known kind of metal, but this is what we like. So it wasn't easy, but it all worthwhile.
Second, the band's 25 years spreading the plaque. What will be there to celebrate this occasion, Fabio?
Well, we have a lot to celebrate. The first thing is that we got through the pandemic. Everything is okay, and we are alive and well. This is the first thing. And we could manage to release the album even during the pandemic, and it was especially hard. We had to record everything apart from each other.
Let's not talk about that yet. Okay, besides the releasing of this great new album, Until the Silence Embrace, are you guys planning to do some other party or release different compilations together in celebration of this 25 years of the band?
Yeah. We made the show when we were celebrating 20 years. And the idea is to make the same show to celebrate the 25th and to release a compilation. Yes, that's right. With songs from all the albums, including this one. I think We are still trying to make it happen this year, and maybe in December, this show. But I'm not sure we'll be able to do this, but we're still trying. If not, maybe in January or February, we're going to do it. And maybe record it live pro shot to release it in a professional way and on YouTube or something.
Okay. Oh, that will be great. But talking about this compilation, do you believe that is something that you're already working on or something that still can be released this year?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. This compilation will have songs from all the albums, and there's a plus. Because it's only online, it's not going to be a physical CD. A lot of songs. And this is going to include acoustic version of an old song. We are already recording this. So I think this is going to be really cool to have a compilation with this new plus, with this release of the acoustic song.
Okay, talking about the 25 years of existence of the band has done different European tours and several openings for classic bands like Therion, Candlemass, Tarot, and Delane, etc. Inclusive, HellLight has participated in dozens of festivals throughout Brazil and as well as major festivals in Europe, such as Barcelos in Portugal. How was this trip gone to Europe and to support all these great bands I just mentioned? And how was the experience touring in your own homeland, Brazil?
Yeah, we do play a lot in our homeland. We are a very active band. I know it's unusual for doom metal bands, but we do play a lot live. We like to do this, and we travel a lot in Brazil. But when we went to Europe, it was extraordinary experience for us, and we can't wait to do this again. We loved it. It was cool to see that people from other countries and so far from us liked us and loved the band so much. It was incredible to see. We saw many guys with T-shirts that they painted their own. That was crazy. Yeah, that was really cool. And we are planning to do this again. Maybe, if not next year, maybe in the next one. But we will, especially in Brazil, we have, I think, 5 or 6 shows already booked for the next year.
How was your experience at Barcelos in Portugal?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. That was really cool. It is a major festival over there. We had the greatest time. People really loved the show. You know, it is funny because when you put together fans, metalheads from that likes all kinds of metal, and you introduce them to doom metal, it always great. We feel good to show. Maybe that's the first time they are seeing a funeral doom metal show band alive, because not too many funeral doom metal bands play live. It is a different kind of show. It has a different kind of energy. It is not fast or because it's slow, really melodic. We do have great time playing live and people really loved it. And in Barcelos, it was really cool, really cool.
And do you still remember what band have you seen there? Or what band have you met backstage?
Oh, there was a lot of bands. When we met the guys from Carpathian Forest, it was awesome because I have an album that the vocalist Natty Frost recorded as a solo project many years ago, and I have it. When I met him, I told him, look, I have that album. He said, no way, do you really have this? Yes, I do. And he hugged me and he invited me to their backstage, and we had a good time.
I can see there, Fabio, that was a hell of a lineup. Cation, Carpathian Forest, Exhorder. I see Church of Misery, Niflheim. Yeah. Wow.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Fabio, to continue with this interview, before we go over to talk about the band's new album, I like to still go back and review 2 albums. One of them is the 2011 EP, The Lights That Brought Darkness, which feature awesome cover from legendary bands, artists like Black Sabbath, Danzig, Neil Young, Pink Floyd, Battery, and Queen. Please tell us how was this idea born to has brought up all these unforgettable tunes together on an EP?
Well, the idea at that time was to try to show what is funeral doom or doom metal to people that doesn't know this, doesn't really listen to metal or, So we chose some rock songs and tried to record this as our way. And it was recorded live. So it's not the best sound record, but it was all recorded live. It was pretty cool to do, especially Neil Young and Queen. It is songs that you would never heard as doom metal version. It was really cool to do that.
That was a very brilliant idea. When I discovered that, I really went over and listened to each of these songs, from these legendary bands or artists, and presenting in this funeral doom way. Really enjoy it, listen to all of them, believe me.
Yeah, cool, thanks. And it worked so well because many people start to enjoy HellLight because of these songs. People that we would never reach, they became fans because of that. And so it worked really well. Maybe we can do a second one. Who knows?
I think you should, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Danzig was really easy because I love Danzig. This is my favorite band, so it was an easy one. But the others, Queen and Neil Young, it was really hard to put it together as a doom metal song. But I think it worked well.
The show must go on.
That's right. That's true.
The second album I want to review before we go over to the new album was the album released just 2018, As We Slowly Fade, with all these great tunes that are still spinning around, in my head as we slowly fade while the moon darken goes. The Land of Broken Dreams featuring Samay Code and Ocean, to mention some. How was this album being received and supported by the fans?
It was amazingly good. When we were recording this album, I tried to invite some of my friends to record that with me. And so we have this Samej. It's a friend of mine, and he is from Brazilian doom metal band called Mythological Cold Towers. And it's a cool band. It's a great band. And he did the vocals on that song. I invited John Suffering from the Chalice of Suffering, which is an American band. He's a good friend of mine, and he did an awesome job on that song. And Alicia recorded the Oceans, the last song. It became probably the most listened song of this album. People really loved this song. So the album went really well. The release went well. We have great reviews from all over the world in websites and magazines, and it was a good album.
For people to not mistake, I guess it's because this album you went over to Barroselas in Portugal, right?
That's right. They invited us because of this album. Yeah, that's right.
Fabio, in celebration of the long-awaited new full-length album, Until the Silence Embrace, the band has premiered the album title track on May 1st, and not long after the band released the second single, Dying Song. Tell us the story around these singles and the reason for have chosen them to premiere the new album, Working Done again with John Suffering.
Yeah, that's right. I always choose a song from the album that gathers all the elements to be the single of that album. Because singles, normally they are short radio songs, and our single is like 11 minutes. But the truth is, we always choose the song that has all the elements, like clean vocals and grunt vocals and clean parts, that gathers all we have in the album in one song. So this is why we choose that song. Dying Sun was the second one. Again, I invited my friend John Suffering, and it is the heavier song of the album, and I thought it would cause an impact on the fans. It worked. People really liked the song. One unexpected thing was that the song that people most talk about, the third song called The Dead Moment.
To be honest with you, I just played it for the very first time last weekend. Really captivating people's attention.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think that this was going to be the song that people would love more in the album, but that's okay. Yeah, and maybe because it has a long acoustic part with acoustic guitars. It was unusual for us to have acoustic guitars and clean vocals, and it brought the attention.
But if you ask me, well, I think I still need a couple more times to really re-listen to the album again. But so far, I still stick to the self-titled Until the Silence Embrace. Yeah.
Okay. That's my favorite too.
Yeah. Okay, Fabio, HellLight has released their seventh full-length studio album, Until the Silence Embrace, last June 25th, 2021, via Solitude Productions. If I'm not wrong, the band's fifth studio album via this Solitude Production, Bat, Man, Moon. How things went for this release and how are things going so far, the label supporting the band?
We do have a good relationship with those guys, Solitude Productions. They work really well. They distribute the album really well all over Europe and USA. I really love the way they work. But this time we had actually three record labels. We have Solitude Productions in Russia, Cold Art Industry here in Brazil, and Mutilation Records also here in Brazil, that they merged to release the new album here as a Brazilian version. So we have two versions, the Russian one and the Brazilian one. They are really similar, but they are not the same. The artwork is different. The display of the digipack is different. We still don't have actually the Russian version because of the borders are not open yet to receive the album. So we do have here the Brazilian version. I always keep track of how are the sellings going, and even in Solitude is selling very good. Here the Brazilian record labels selling really good. So it is going really well. At least the Brazilian labels are maybe thinking to release a second batch because it is all sold out right now.
Okay, how was the recording process gone at Dual Noise Studio and Studio Espaço Som, and who did the mix and mastering?
Okay, all the guitar parts I recorded in my apartment. The bass part Alexandre recorded at his house, and the drums and vocals we had to go to studios because it is impossible to record that in our houses. So we went to Dual Noise Studios to record the drums, and Renan, the drummer, he did that. He recorded everything in 6 hours. It was really fast. And then I went to Espaço Som to record the vocals by the end of the process. We had a small documentary about this. It is in our YouTube channel. We taped a lot to show how was the recording during the pandemic. It was different from what we are used to do. I must say it worked really well. It was unexpected, but it worked really well. I did the mix and mastering this time. because I had all this free time during pandemic. So the mix was 100% me, and the mastering was about 50%. I had the help from a friend in the US, and I think it sounds good. I don't know, maybe we'll keep recording this way the next albums.
Okay, and very great. If you say it's okay and you like it, that's what most count. I believe it's okay.
It is weird when you are composing because you're not together. But when you are actually recording, it's pretty okay to record alone in your house.
You were saying because this pandemic, you guys couldn't get together. And, everything was done on a different way compared to normal, because this pandemic. But how was the writing process? How was everything gone this time?
Yeah, I wrote all the guitar parts and we kept sharing everything via internet. It took more than we were used to do. When we are composing and writing songs, normally we take about a week to write one song. But this time it took like a month each. So it took longer. But I think actually it worked well. We can do this again, no problem.
Fabio, for those that has not heard or buy the album as yet, how would you describe it?
It is HellLight. We tend to, all the albums are linked. It's like chapters of a big book. So in fact, it was a continuation from the last album. It is dark, as we all sound dark, but this time it has probably most clean parts, most melodic parts, and sad parts. This is probably because what we went through, the pandemic, I think it really shows in the songs, the feeling of the moment. As an artist, what they try to do is to translate the feelings that what's happening to the song. So I think this is probably the difference between this album and the others.
Fabio, to continue, for those fans, yes, that still like to buy this album, and how many formats are there available?
Okay, people can buy it via iTunes or the physical album, the CD, on the website of Solitude Productions or Cold Art Industry here in Brazil. If you're Brazilian, you can buy via website or Mutilation Records. But if you are abroad, if you are outside of Brazil, solitudeproductions.com, and they have a web store.
Do you see any possibilities that they might be released or pressed on vinyl?
Yeah, that's true. There's a record label in Belgium that reached me and asked me if I want to release that on vinyl. And we are working on it right now. The problem is it's a long album. The songs are really long and it has, 73 minutes. This is going to be a triple album. And triple albums are not cheap. So they're working on it. Yeah, it has a big artwork and booklet and everything. So right now they're working on it. And I think this is going to work probably in 3 or 4 months. We'll have them released.
Talking about the artwork, who's responsible for doing such a brilliant, such a great, outstanding cover artwork?
It was made by a friend of mine called Rodrigo Bueno, and he's been working with us since Journey to Endless Storms album. So 3 albums now. And because he is a doom metal head, he loves doom metal, he has a band himself, he understands what we want, and he can translate very well the ideas we have. So we can't thank him enough, and he is really, really, really good. And we probably are going to keep working with him in the next albums. He's a good friend and a major artist.
Yeah, I had this great opportunity to interview Rodrigo, if I'm not wrong, last year for Lacrimas Mortis.
Yeah, that's just his band. It's an awesome band.
Yeah, very great album last year they released.
Yeah.
The new album, Until the Silence Embrace, inherits from the 2 previous works and rises the musician's skill to another higher level. The already balanced and optimized recipe consisting of monumental keyboards and organ parts with dark guitar riffs framed by shrill solos superimposed on the crystal sound and gives birth to the magic of HellLight. A bright, unique material touching to the depths of the soul is addressed both to knee admirers of the genre and for all fans of heavy and dark sensual music. To go to the last part of this interview, Fabio, what will the band be doing in support of the new album, this last part of 2021, and what's 2022 is about?
Okay, still in 2021, we are going to release that compilation with the songs from all the albums and that acoustic song. And we are working on this gig, this show, and because we are trying to make this happen in December. I don't know if this is going to be possible, but because of pandemics, but we are really trying. We are working hard on it. And if not, we are going to do this show in January or February. And we are thinking about actually start recording the new album next year to be released in 2023. We do have a lot of material already written. So I think despite the shows, we are going to record a new album. Next year is going to be really exciting because we are going to record. We do have a lot of gigs and touring in 2023. So this is going to be a great year, I think.
For those fans from Europe, and not to forget of North American fans, they can see HellLight in 2023.
Yeah, we do have this idea to tour in the US in 2023, probably with my friend's band, Chalice of Suffering. So this is the idea, to make this tour come true in 2023. And I think this is going to happen.
Okay, very great. And for all the fans that really like to have some kind of the band's merchandises to show off with, what are available in merchandises, Fabio?
We are about to receive the new merchandise as t-shirts and cards and stickers and everything. The companies are really running late because pandemics, and we are still waiting. But I think probably in a couple weeks we are going to have this, and just reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and we can send abroad or wherever people are.
Okay, if I may ask, t-shirt. The t-shirt will come with the new album cover artwork on?
Yes, the new artwork and a picture in the back with a couple phrases from the lyrics. This is going to be a beautiful shirt, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. For those that maybe has seen this cover artwork before we leave, Fabio, do you want to describe it a little bit?
Yeah, it is. The idea, the concept was that we don't get to speak through life. We went through so many things, so many bad moments, and probably no one wants to hear you. Mostly people don't get to be heard. So the idea was to put a girl to represent that, doing like this, asking for silence, to represent that until silence embraces. So silence would be the moment when everything happened and then everything goes down.
I see here like she's there standing, with her finger covering her mouth, a silence mode. But I see also like souls in the background.
Yeah, those are people that already passed through. So the idea is that you can't do anything. You can't speak. You can't do anything when it comes. So until the silence embraces you.
Okay, Fabio, to end this great interview, I want to hand you over the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio for you to thanks whomever you want to thanks.
Okay, I really like to thank you and everyone at Metal Messiah Radio, because we really enjoy this interview and the opportunity to speak and to show people what HellLight is about. And I always say that metal, different from other genres of music, metal it depends not only on musicians, but on everyone in media and record labels and magazines. And we need everyone to work together to make this happen. What you do is incredibly important for us. So I need to thank you a million times.
Okay, you're very welcome. But anybody else that you want to thank, the record label that you work with, the people that has helped you to create this great new album?
Yeah, I would like to thank my friend John and everyone at Solitude Productions and the both record labels here in Brazil. They work really hard to release during these hard times. And I know it wasn't easy, and the passion those guys have are incredible, and we love them for this.
And we don't have to forget to thank all the fans out there, Fabio.
Always. The fans, they move us since forever. As I said, doom metal is not a well-known kind of metal, but the truth is the fans of this particular genre are the best in the world. They are the most passionate, the most credible. They want to keep in touch. And what we see in the gigs, in the shows, it's really overwhelming. It's incredible. We see people cry in the show. It's really heartwarming. So we cannot thank them enough.
Okay, I highly recommend to all of the fans out there, to all of you, check this great band out. I mean, HellLight. If you are a new metalheads or new fans to this band, they have great catalog. And not to forget the compilation Years of Doom 1996 to 2016, and this masterpiece Until the Silence Embrace. So once again, I highly encourage you to get this album, to get it in your collection. Once again, support this great album and support this great band. HellLight, they really deserve your attention. Fabio, once again, I want to thank you very, very much for accepting this interview. And it has been a great, great pleasure talking to you. Once again, I will hand you over the microphone for you to say your last words.
Well, thank you really, really much. It was my pleasure to be part of this show. It means a lot for us, and I hope we can do this again really soon.
Fabio, once again, I wish you all the best with this great new album, Until the Silence Embrace. I wish you all the best with HellLight. I wish you all the best with your upcoming shows, with the preparation of this great new compilation, and with the starting of your next album. So I wish you all the best for all the plans that you have with this band, and looking forward to see you anywhere in North America or in Europe in 2023. Yes, let's keep in contact. Thank you very, very much for once again brings out another great album.
Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much.
And like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.